Thanks a lot. Super. We haven't started yet, but of course we're very pleased. Thanks for the applause. And we brought something along, Marco and me. We will talk about our digitalization project at Dürr. So, a cooperation with MHP focused on HR topics. But I'm here to present this a little bit in detail and to tell you what the context is. This is a quotation of our CFO: harmonization as much as possible, differentiation as far as necessary for successful business. That's very important because there are actually three companies and brands, and we haven't harmonized that much. But actually, this is an obstacle, and we want to become even more successful. So this is the reason why we are also doing this. I do not want to anticipate too much, and it's very important to know that we want to remain successful, very successful with regard to varnishing, also with regard to our subsidiaries for mechanical engineering, also for IKEA, for kitchen manufacturers. We want to have success, we want to have good processes and digitalized processes. And this is why we set up this big digitalization project with important strategic objectives that we have. And one essential element is the processes, the data and the delivery model. And as I said, so One HR, human resources, is part and parcel of this, is one element. And before on other presentations, I could see that One HR was presented a bit differently, but actually there is a One HR group project with several transformation projects, and finance, and very often different software platforms are also implemented, and we will show you what we do in HR, and then as well as HANA, Salesforce, and other systems that we implement in cooperation with Microsoft. So I can give the floor to Marco, who will talk about HR, about this program that we launched already in 2019. And before, we already talked about that. It's all about data, and this is the reason why we try to launch this. There are two big SAP systems, and the two do not communicate with each other, and we cannot just press the button and know how many employees we have. This was the starting point, but we have done much more than that. Thank you, Timo. As you said, in 2019 we started and wanted to develop a holistic transformation program for the group with an initiative in HR. It's always a multi-dimensional transformation approach to have one platform, one system for all the employees in the company. This is relevant and important. So this has changed. Meanwhile, you know, but there are certain hopes and expectations. Services should be delivered centrally, and it's very important to be well connected also to the production, to the best class workers. And this is very important not only for HR services, but different services. And of course, you need a pioneer, and then you have to invest and try to do the best to have a good employee loyalty, to retain your employees, and you know about there's a shortage, so this is highly relevant, very important also for Dürr, and especially with regard to our history. Three strong companies with their own systems and history. This is the starting point, and so this is really difficult, and this can only be done with a holistic program that can be offered, that is offered by SAP. And we have been supporting Dürr since 2019, and I will show you the steps later on.
Was sind natürlich die strategischen Herausforderungen?
What are the strategic challenges? Quite clear, as I said, a different kind of service that we want to offer, and an important step also for this strategy, also with regard to the business models that are being transformed, they have to be adapted. And so the question is whether we have the right employees with the right skills and capacities. Are they available? This is a critical topic for the strategy of the company. It's important for the program, also on the operational level. Well, on the operational level, you know that there are services and processes needed on the operational level with different kinds of speed. And of course, the people working there on the shop floor do not want to cope with administrative tasks, but they want to deal with further development and focus on other things. This is also a highly relevant topic in the group and with the 3 subgroups. This is highly important. We want to harmonize our processes in Dürr, at Dürr. And as I said,
dazu neigen viele doch auch ein Stück weit das als Digitalisierung.
There is a trend towards digitalization and platforms. Of course, we wanted to launch a platform, but not only a simple platform, but a service across several platforms. The HR system with the structural data is the core, but there are also work streams that have to be mapped. We have to know who are the team leaders, who are the superiors, who is in charge. These are HR topics, and the data should then be stored in a central architecture. That's a core. That's one thing. But I said we have to have a look at the services and processes, and we have to see what are new and advanced services that we can offer. And with the 3 subgroups, organization also plays a major role. How can we actually encompass administrative tasks at different sites? How can we maybe relocate them? And how can we be rather a coach in HR and help the people? This should be our enabler, our driver for HR. Have a look at the roadmap. What did we do? We started and set up a one-group strategy. We set up a vision, a target to know what are the drivers that we have, what are the benefits, what kind of service portfolio do we want to offer, not only the classical topics that are handled in HR, what will be important tomorrow, what are the drivers for an interesting company transformation. And to do this, we need other skills and we need another orientation. So we had a look at this, and on the basis of this analysis, we try to develop a strategy for the implementation. And we also developed an interaction model, interaction and communication between the sites and the headquarters for the group. And we try to find out the best suited cloud platform in this environment. So there was the selection phase, and it's very important, as you can see, that we focus on Oracle and stakeholder management. Not only the requirements of HR should be taken seriously, of course, the superiors, they should also be informed, and they are stakeholders, and their requirements should also be taken into account. And I would like to say that this can be a blueprint, a basis for other programs, because we developed from scratch a holistic model, and now others can benefit from this and copy this, and this is really crucial for success. What else did we do?
wirklich aufzusetzen.
We are currently setting up the start
Mit welchen Services, wie will ich die bereitstellen?
organization. What are the services that we offer? So actually, it's a transformation journey that cannot be completed so quickly. So we're focusing on this to see how we can create this organization for the first quarter next year in the group, for all the subgroups, and we have to know what this means for the employees. That's also a central aspect. How can they be involved, and how can they be enabled to cope with this new system and offer new services? Because their cooperation will also change, their daily tasks will change. It will be digital, it will be changed tremendously. So, if they want to be people advisor, we are currently doing this job, and I think this is a very important approach. Developing a good platform and good services. So in this case, enabling is key. Enabling for the employees. So the employees, they should be well involved. And we're in the middle of this process. We have already started. This will really be intense before we can actually go live, but it's a central aspect that I would like to get across. It's not only about the implementation of good IT solutions, it's also central and important to think of the whole organization, because all the employees are affected, and that's the crucial point, and this is really decisive also for our success. We will start with the go-lives next year, quarter 1, 2023. There will be the new organization with the new services, digital services, with Oracle in the HCM cloud.
Dann haben wir mal einen ganz kurzen Ausblick dabei.
Now the outlook, just briefly. Of course, there are many different platforms that can do that. You can see it at the left-hand side. Of course, as an employee, I also want to benefit from the services, to have the possibility to use mobile services. If you want to have some holidays, go on a vacation, normally you discuss this with your partner in the evening, and then on the next day, you can check in the office whether it's possible. And there are other things which you might not want to do directly on the premises in the office. And in some cases, we actually want to have more privacy. People prefer sometimes to be at home and focus on certain things privately. So this is why it's also important to have new access possibilities for all the employees. At Dürr, a manufacturing company, this topic is highly relevant, not only at Dürr, but also in other companies, because very often the infrastructure is not yet available. It's important to give all the employees the possibility to use mobile services. And the service model will then be improved. If all the employees can use these services and these apps, then we can provide the services in a much better way, because otherwise we have to think of different target groups, have different access points and so on. Just to add a comment, we have about 17,000 employees, and half of them working on the shop floor. Very often they do not have a business mobile phone, so it's a special environment. And so we said, okay, you can also have access with a private device to this platform. Of course, we have to ensure data privacy, but this is really a game changer because they have access, direct access to the services. Just one example, it might seem trivial, but sometimes the employees have to change their address or their bank details. This happens from time to time. So it's very easy. I can do this simply in private life. But in business life, we often think that we need someone to provide support to help us to do this. So it's very important to provide direct access. And then for the manager, there is also another topic that can be really interesting.
Ah, jetzt, gut.
Also ich glaube auch, was gerade in diesem, was Timo gerade schon am Eingang
As Timo said in the beginning,
auf Knopfdruck mal zu reporten, wie viele Mitarbeiter.
the managers do not always have the possibility to see the actual number of employees at the press of a button. So this is also important for the managers. They have to take business relevant decisions.
Sagen wir doch, auf Fachkräftemangel,
And we have this shortage of qualified staff, so it's a crucial aspect to retrieve information, to get valid group-wide information. This is the basis for analytics. And this will also be a task for HR. We want to provide indicators also for managers, because this can be actually relevant to know whether we will have the right people in 10 years. Because the employees, they are our most important asset. And for a business transformation, it's important to know that people, employees, are always at the center, and we want to have qualified employees. And so thank you very much for listening. It's a super interesting topic, and we will deal with this for quite a while. Thank you.